And there we go. Hey, everybody. Good to see you on this September Friday evening. We've got some news coming out of California, a few other things to talk about, channel updates, trip updates. I do actually have a couple. All sorts of mail. I mean, look at all of this stuff here. So we got that and a number of other things to talk about as well. So it's going to be a fun live stream. Let's get ready to roll. Well, I am excited to be able to be here this evening. I've been having a lot of fun telling Craig I'm going to sing, and who knows, I may just bust out in song. Got, like I said, a whole bunch of viewer mail. Been getting a number of questions I asked. One of the very first things I want to start off with, though, what may, at least in my theme park circles, that I get is a whole lot of people saying, asking about when Disneyland is going to open. Good evening, Brian. Good to see you. And actually, since Jacob's bringing it up, let's talk about the fire situation in California. It is still a mess. California's first priority is getting the fires under control. They are all over the place. We actually had one point here in Missouri, southwest Missouri, 3 or 4 days ago, where we actually had smoke in our sky from the California fires. It had gone up so high and then hit the jet stream and swept out this way, and I'm just not good. We've had a number of family and friends that have been watching it and affected by it. So California needs rain really, really bad. so pray for that. And then Craig hit. Yeah, there you go. There's your first blooper, Craig. And then Craig mentions the other big thing that we hear constantly is, when's Disneyland going to open? When's Disneyland going to open? Oh, thank you so much, Jenna. I appreciate that. So, wow. I always bless when people do that. So thank you very much, Jenna. I really appreciate that. With California and Disneyland, and keep in mind, it's not just Disneyland. Everybody loves asking about Disneyland, but there's more in Disneyland than just, or more in California than just Disneyland. There's also Knott's Berry Farm, there's Legoland, there's SeaWorld, there's Six Flags Magic Mountain. There's a number of other attractions that are all affected as well. And Christy's bringing up the thing. I heard a rumor that Disneyland will be opening soon. They're putting out hand sanitizing stations, and this is the thing that a couple websites every day are saying, we're almost there. Disneyland's getting ready. And I hate to be the one to put water on that fire. I'd rather put it on the big fires. Disneyland isn't going to open anytime soon. Neither is Knott's, neither is Six Flags Magic Mountain, neither are the others. Disneyland wants to open. They've got plans in place to get opened when they get permission. They've got a number of other things going on so that when they eventually get the opportunity to open, they'll be able to reopen soon. However, none of the parks in California can open until and unless Governor Gavin Newsom decides to put a plan out there that says, these are the things that have to happen. Once these things happen, then you can go from that date into this date, see these next things that happen. Until the governor lays out a plan with some dates and some actual things that they can set as goals to get open, there is no opening. And the governor has not shown any signs at all of doing that. The words that are coming out of the governor's office are the same words that have been coming out of his office since June? May? Oh, soon. We're talking about it. We're one day closer. Well, yes, and every day I'm one day closer to when I eventually die. That doesn't mean anything. He has given absolutely no indications. Disneyland, in fact, this last week, they actually, all the reservations up to October 3rd, I believe, they have canceled again. So they're not planning on opening till at least October sometimes. And I will be entirely honest with you, the way California is going, the way the governor is responding, I would not be surprised if it is next year. I don't expect Disneyland to open anytime soon. Let's see here. London, I know the Legoland Hotel is open. Yeah, there are hotels open. I stayed in a hotel in California, but no attractions that would actually draw a crowd. So that's kind of what's going on right there. Heard things will be pretty strict to be a while longer. It's going to be a while. The earliest I see anything happening would be November, and even then, it's really iffy. As an example, California had opened up the zoos at one point, and then when we were there in the first part of August, they closed down the Southern California ones again, shut them all down. And they haven't. They're just not in a position where they're going to be reopening things like that soon. Until you see other big crowd events happening, Disneyland's not going to happen. They want to. The area wants them to open because it's the tax dollars, the tourist dollars, and the jobs and all of that. But I don't expect the California governor to move on that anytime soon. Bad news, I know. One of the bad things I got is I have a job at my church where I tell people stuff they need to hear, not what they want to hear a lot of times. And that's unfortunately what it is. So until and unless you hear something from the governor's office saying, here's the timeline, here's the plan, everybody else, it's just wishful thinking and just, I'm sorry, ignore it. It's just dreaming and talk. So no word on Disneyland yet. Trying to keep up with the channel, so let's see. Oh, Ruth Bader Ginsburg just died. I did not know that. She's one of the Supreme Court justices. I can guarantee you nobody's going to move on that nomination until after the election. And then we'll see. But let's see here. I have a church job. Yeah! So, Craig and Brandon are going to have a lot of fun here, I can tell. But anyways, that is what is happening with Disneyland in California and all those parks. Silver Dollar City, I have gotten word that they are planning on having their Christmas event, but it's going to look very different this year. And this is going to be true of the parks that are doing Christmas stuff. Silver Dollar City is not doing any of the big shows this year, so no Dickens, No Wonderful Life, no Living Nativity, anything that would bring the crowds inside, they're not doing. They are planning on the parade, but we'll see. They are also planning on doing the Christmas lights in Midtown. They actually had them up. It will be interesting to see if they do something to thin the crowds in that area out, because it does get a little bit crowded. But a lot of what makes Christmas at Silver Dollar City, they're not doing. And that's actually true at Walt Disney World as well. In fact, I've heard that Magic Kingdom doesn't even have a lot of their fall decorations out this year. Christmas, they're also reducing it. There's no Christmas parties. The parades are still probably not going to be happening. So a lot of those things that make the holidays at the parks aren't going to be going on. So if you're one of those that you look forward to the holidays in the parks, you can't wait, because I mean, it's my favorite time of year, this may not be the year to go. Yeah, I know, sad all the way around. Prayerfully we can hit spring next year and we can be starting to get back to normal, I hope. But we'll see. It's going to be a while yet. And in fact, I did just see some news too that layoffs at SeaWorld were happening. Swan and Dolphin is letting go over 1,000 employees. So you're seeing a lot of these employees that were on furlough that are now actually getting released. And I don't think we've seen the end of that either. So, any news on the Disney dining plan or park hopper? Nothing at all. I will be honest, a lot of what I think you're seeing happen in the parks right now with the dining plans, with the park hoppers, with the reservations, you're going to see a lot of that, I think, carry over into the next year and maybe longer. I've heard various things that they're finding that the lines are moving smoother at Magic Kingdom without Fast Pass. Whoa, what a shock there. And they're starting to find that some of those things are actually working a little bit better. But Craig is scheduled to visit Walt Disney World in about 3 weeks. Should be interesting. I am looking forward to hearing how your visit is, and hopefully we'll be able to get some ways to relay some of Craig's information to everybody as well. So, yes, Brandon mentions they are doing the normal train robbery, but it was every other row on the train. If you got to see the Silver Dollar City video with Brendan and Craig, you got to see how Silver Dollar City is doing their protections. Similar in a lot of ways to what Disney and Universal are as well. So, there's some YouTuber who said FastPass Plus wasn't so great. There's actually a few of us, believe it or not. On a couple of the sites, I'm not alone, so, which is really kind of a cool thing, I guess, sort of. Other big news here coming up is next year. I hope you enjoyed the Silver Dollar City video. I finally got out to a park again. And I do have a couple others coming up. We were in Marceline as well. So I've got a whole video on the museum up in Disney World, up in Marceline, Missouri, dedicated to Walt. If you don't know, Walt lived for 5 years, almost 6, in Marceline. It's where his ideas and his foundations for what became Main Street USA really came from. And in many ways, he still kind of considered it his childhood home. So there's a whole museum there, and I've got a nice video coming out for that. Plus, I'll have another video that's going to show a whole lot of the other things to see and do in Marceline. It's a small town, but there's surprisingly a number of things to see there. So those will be coming up here in the next couple weeks. I might have a video from Mel's Hard Luck Diner. I was going to do a night thing from the Alpine Coaster there, and unfortunately my footage didn't come out. So, how far is my house from Marceline? It's about 4 hours, which is why I had not been there before. It's a long drive, and I was very grateful that with Craig coming out, I picked him up at the airport, and we actually stayed the night there. Otherwise, 8 hours driving back and forth just wasn't going to happen. So, I do have a bunch of mail, a couple things here, a couple postcards from Barry, of course, for Happy Patriots Day, and then Happy Labor Day, which was last weekend. So we got Mickey there. Barry comes up with the coolest postcards. I wish I knew where he got all of these things from. So, and then, let's see, I got a card. I got a couple small pieces of mail. I guess I should get my letter opener out here. That would help, wouldn't it? Cool shirt. Is Rose on it? Let's see. There you go. Yes, you bet. Other side. Rose, Jack, and then, are you my mummy? Did I get in a mail vlog? Yes, this is one from Barry. So almost all of the shirts you see either come from Barry or they come from Craig. And I've got a couple packages here. I am sure there are more shirts in this. So, but a quick card from Barry here. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is... Thanks, teacher. I could actually share this with my wife. You make school way cool. Now, let's see. October 8th. Oh, hey, we're actually ahead of the game. That's October 8th. So, also got a really neat envelope here, which I had to open. It was an envelope I kind of knew was coming because they had told me, from, let's see, TTPG, and I'm going to go blank on what it stands for. It is a YouTube channel here, but he let me know that he was sending me some brochures, and of course, the day it arrived, it is pouring rain. So I'm like, get this out of the mailbox. So I did open this so I could get the stuff out before it got soaked. And that's because he's got a couple Disney World maps in here. So you can see there's, Hollywood, Epcot, Animal Kingdom. So we've got 3 of them. The reason that I really wanted to make sure I kept these safe is because they've got all the COVID stuff on them. And it was like, oh, these are going to be unique here in a couple years. So there are the maps, and you can tell I got them out pretty much dried. He says, let's see. This is, Theme Park Puzzle Guy. There we go. Included his maps from Epcot, Animal Kingdom, and Hollywood Studios. And then he also included a 3D printed Tower of Terror plaque. How cool is that? So I've just got to figure out where exactly I want to put that, but that is amazing. 3D printers do such cool stuff now. What other park maps do I need? All of them. What do I need is the wrong question to ask, Brian. I'm always looking for park maps. Even if it's a park I already have, duplicates are actually really cool because it allows you to kind of look at the history of the park. So I've got, for like Disneyland, Magic Kingdom, I've got about 14, 15 years worth of maps, but it's neat to be able to look back and say, wow, look at how the park has changed. Look at the things they've added and done differently. So it's really kind of cool that way. Do I collect the Disney maps in different languages? Yes, I do. I often, if I'm there, I try to grab at least one in each of the different languages. So needs a TARDIS to store stuff in. That would be cool. Craig and Brendan have seen my house. They've seen it. It's not real big. And in fact, most of my theme park stuff is actually at my office at the other place. And that, even there, it's just I've got a couple file cabinets full, and I'm starting to have to think about getting another one. So let's see. We can hit a couple packages here. I've got one from London in Salem, Oregon. I thought London was in the United Kingdom, but okay, apparently London's in Oregon now. And hopefully, I hope London tunes in and laughs at that. If not, sorry, London. Get a trailer. Why would I want to keep it in a trailer? I live in a tornado area where we get lots of winds. No, not a good thing to keep stuff like that in a trailer around here. And let's see. I gotta see if I can get this thing open. There we go. And who? Okay, so we were talking about brochures. How about brochures? Dear Sir Willow, I've been meaning to send these out to you for months, but they're old Walt Disney World brochures we had laying around at our travel agency. Ooh, hope they find room in your collection. Oh my goodness. She's not kidding. Check this out. Disney Water Adventure. Okay, is there a year on here? I don't know. These are from before my time because they've got the old Walt Disney World logo on there. Universal Studios. Okay, new Terminator. Whoop, there we go. The Terminator was new at the time. Oh, this is so cool. Animal Kingdom. I don't have that one. I don't have any of these. Okay. Wow. See if I can start holding these up several at a time. So Magic Kingdom, California Adventure, Disneyland, the Food Guide. Oh my goodness. These are amazing. And like I said, there's all sorts of them here. So there's an Animal Kingdom, a Disneyland, Spanish. Yeah, Espanol, Spanish. Yacht Club and Beach Club, Wilderness. Oh, resort ones. I don't think Disney even produces resort brochures anymore. So, All-Star Movie Resorts. Because I don't think I actually have any resorts. Pop Century. Wow. The Polynesian. Oh, these are incredible. I really don't have any of these. Disney Home Away from Home. Oh, so 4 of the Disney resorts. Disney Village. That one doesn't even exist anymore. At least not in that form. Disney Inn, Pleasure Island. Pleasure Island closed the year after I got there. Hollywood Studios with the lights. Downtown Disney. These are absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, London. That is fantastic. And great, since we're talking about brochures, what am I missing? Well, there's a whole bunch I'm missing. Lots of wind. What did you eat? Tacos. Okay. There's a London in Canada. That's really cool. Oh, and good. London's seeing it. Thank you so much, London. That is amazing. It really is. So, let's see here. A lot are before then. Yeah, newest is 2007. So that would have been like my second year there. Disneyland ones, Christmas 2019, which is awesome because I haven't been to Disneyland till last year. So those are great. So thank you so much. That is great. When is the Sir Willow yard sale? Okay, Craig, I think, saw this when he was here. That there was one point where I was actually talking about all my collection and what happens with it. And I kind of had joked with my daughters, like, I don't know what my kids are going to do because I don't think either one of them really want all this stuff. My daughter got mad at me. I'm like, what do you mean we don't want it? It's yours. I'm like, yeah, but what are you going to do with it? I don't know. I love the collection, though. It's awesome. And hey, maybe one of them will want it. And if not, we can find somebody. Let me see here. Where do we go next? Let me go. Okay, so since I was just talking about when Craig was here, he left me this great package. You can tell he took a lot of time to wrap this. Would I like to go Disney cruise? I would love to go on the Disney cruise. If you don't know, I have actually been on one of the boats. We got to film a commercial. I actually did a video about when we got to be on TV. So we filmed a commercial early morning on the cruise line, and then we were getting off the boat as the actual passengers got on. So I have been on one of the boats years ago. I was actually in a Travel Channel special with my son. But as far as actually on a cruise, I have never actually been on a cruise at all. unless you count a 4-hour whale watching thing. So I don't know if that would really count or not. Okay, so this is what Craig handed me. Okay, and Craig, I'm going to sound really silly here. I'm not sure. It's got a date on it. I'm not sure what that is. It looks very interesting. Craig will let me know here in a second. Now this, however, I do know what it is. Anybody ever do popcorn that way? Popcorn on the cob. You do know that popcorn grows that way. And then there's a couple brochures here for Big Cedar Lodge in Branson. And we were talking about shirts earlier. So here, oh, sugarcane sticks. Ooh, okay. That'll be awesome. And here's your first shirt. Ooh, that almost slipped out badly. There we go. Hold on, I'm overthinking. Ooh, I may give this to my son. No, that's cool. Thank you so much, Craig. That's awesome. Sugarcane sticks. Ooh, just what I need, more sugar. Thank you so much, Craig. That's awesome. I can't wait to do this. Show it to my daughter. If you've never done a popcorn on the cob, they're really fun to watch and to eat. So, thank you very much, Craig. I may actually bless my wife with those. If you don't know, my wife is actually staying at my church right now in one of the Sunday school rooms, kind of her home away from home, because with her teaching, her school doesn't have any precautions, and they've already had 2 teachers in her hall come down and get sick with this stuff. So we're kind of doing the separation until we can get some protection in the classroom. And the plastic curtains and stuff that we ordered, they canceled the order on us. So we're trying to come up with other options on what we can do so I can bring my wife home. Bring my wife home, please. Trips. I was going to talk about trips. I knew there was something I was forgetting. I got distracted and squirrel. Okay. So since Craig was here, one of the things that we had talked about in the past was about the fact that I have never been to Kennywood and I've never been to Hershey and a number of other things up there. Well, we are going to fix that this year. Very huge thanks to Craig, because he's already got some things in place. The first week in June, first into the second week, we are going to be flying up to Pennsylvania. We're going to finally make it to Dollywood. It's going to be me and my wife. So my wife and I will be there. We'll be at Kennywood for a day, maybe 2. We're going to hit Hershey Park for a couple days. We're going to go to Knoebels, and we may have a couple other stops in there as well. We have a tentative itinerary. I will eventually get a full itinerary posted. We will plan on doing probably meet and greet at Kennywood and or Hershey, maybe both. Dolly was not in Pennsylvania. It's in Tennessee, and I was there 3 years ago. So no Dollywood. It's going to be kind of way out of the way, but we will be hitting those dates. So yes, first part of June, June 2021. Hershey Park, Kennywood, Knoebels, and we'll see what else we do. No PPE. She doesn't need masks. Switching back to my wife. My wife does have masks. She does have hand sanitizer that she provides. Did I say Dollywood? Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, it's Kennywood, not Dollywood. Okay. I got my mind going 2 different spots. Okay. My wife does have masks. She has hand sanitizer, but they have not given any plastic barriers between her and the students. There are no temperature checks at the schools. There's a number of basic things they are not doing. What we had ordered was actually some plastic walls, essentially, where she could section off the front of her room and have the students on one side and her on the other. And that got canceled. So we're trying to come up with other options, because she, last week, had a student walked up to her, Mrs. Bernash, achoo, and sneezed right on her cup with her drink. This is normal. Students come to school sick and stuff like that. So, yeah, we're trying to figure out ways to keep her there. Maybe I should add a FLIR camera to your Amazon wish list. A FLIR camera? Why am I not knowing what a FLIR camera is? Okay, Craig, you stumped me. What is a... Oh, thermal imaging, night vision. Okay. Oh, yeah, that would be nice. But anyways, that's what's going on with my wife. We hope to have her home soon once we can come up with an option there to bring her home. And yes, very excited about the Pennsylvania trip. Very, very excited. I've been wanting to get to Kennywood and Hershey Park for years. I've actually even got the beautiful book on my shelf at my office about Kennywood. So long overdue to finally get there. Have I seen the new pics of Japan's Beauty and the Beast ride? Oh my goodness. I've seen some preview stuff. Tokyo Disney is going to look amazing. And that actually brings me up to my next thing. I've talked about wanting to go to Tokyo, to Japan. My daughter's still working on raising money for her missions trip. She's, depending upon what you look at it, she's between 40 and 60%. So we'll say 50%. So right now with COVID in her budget, we don't know exactly when she's going to go. We are hoping, praying she can get all of her money raised by next month. And then it's waiting for the doors to open them to allow people in. But if I go, the problem becomes paying my way. I had gotten a job at the census, which I worked a little bit with the census, hoping to raise some money. The problem we had there was it was at a time when my wife hadn't been paid since June. She just barely got paid. We go 3 months in the summer with no paycheck. And so it was at a time where it's like, okay, I could put money aside from Japan or I could pay our electric bill. So I actually ended up, after the work with the census, with only a couple $100 in savings, which was a bit disappointing, to be honest. I am trying to work on some other options to be able to raise some other money to try to be able to cover the costs. I am still optimistic that Japan is going to happen, but it's going to be some work. So we will see. But hopefully, if it does happen, the plan is still the first half of next year, and we will see how all of that works out. Would clear shower curtains be an option? Unfortunately, no, because the way her classroom's designed, hanging them from her ceiling would not work, and they would end up being too high, and it would be issues. What we had actually ordered was these plastic. It was a plastic wall on stands, so it could stand up that way, because they can't hang anything from the ceiling where she's at. So we're still trying to figure out how that's going to work. Could we use plastic sheets at home, school, or both? School would be where we want to do it. Craig can let you know, our house, we don't have any place we can section off in our house. We'd even talked at one point about having her come home, change in the garage, clean off, but there's no door from the garage into the house. So she would have, and there's no room in the garage either for the car. So it would not work well. It would mean leaving garage doors open and stuff, and so that it's not an option that way. We had tossed around a few other ideas trying to figure out what to do, and yeah, it just not good. So yeah, we're still working on it. Steel curtain's amazing. That's what I keep hearing. I'm hoping it'll be running next year. The last trip that we are putting in place, so we've got 2 trips right now. One is definite to Pennsylvania. One is a hopeful, probable to Japan, maybe. There is actually another one that is in the early stages. Have her put tape around her desk area. Anyone caught it has... Nope. Unfortunately, her students don't do stuff like that. Yeah. Thank you, Craig. Yeah, home isolation wouldn't work. There's just no way. So, other third trip that is a possibility. This is early stages, but it is something that we're optimistic is going to happen. We have an opportunity to actually go live and work in Israel for 2 months next summer, from mid-June to second week or so of August. There's a bookstore there that we can help out with. There's a number of other things we can do. It would be a trip through our church, so it's a ministry trip, helping people who are already there working and doing other things. So it wouldn't be just the bookstore, it'd be a number of other things. And being able to spend the 2 months, because it would be through our church, we would be able to take donations, and they would be tax exempt. So we're in the process of filling out the applications and doing the backgrounds and all of that fun stuff. So we're hopeful here in another month or 2 we can actually open up to start fundraising for that. We have some options to be able to make that inexpensive. But here's the cool thing with Israel. not only would it mean that we'd be there for 2 months and be able to do kind of tourist videos of some of the different sites, but Israel does actually have a few small amusement parks too. So part of my goal would be, hey, I'm here. Let's keep the channel going. I would still be able to do that. And let's go visit some of these places that nobody ever gets to see. So that's kind of the hope that that can work out. And as more details come up and we know more and we can do things, we will let you know. That is our plan right now. That is excitement. So we're excited about that. Suzanne, you can make a frame out of plastic pipes from Home Depot to hang a clear shower curtain on. It would be awesome, Suzanne. That was actually one thing we looked at. We ran into a few issues. One, cost. School's not going to pay for it, which means it comes out of our budget at a time when we have absolutely no money. So that was the problem. The other thing, too, is when we talked to the school about that possibility, they basically said that the pipe frames would be considered a fire hazard and an escape hazard, and so they vetoed it. Whereas the curtains she has are a very simple... If you've ever seen those banner signs that hang up, it actually works on a banner stand. And it would take up the room, and it's something that if you needed to get past, you could push by it easily, but it would still provide the barrier. So that's why we were looking at that. It's frustrating because we've tried a number of different things, and a lot of the options have either been vetoed by the school or they were just way outside of price range, or both. So, but anyways, that's kind of what's happening on those fronts. So we got Israel, we got Japan, and then we definitely have Pennsylvania. Sam, we were definitely praying for your wife then, in Alaska on a mission trip. Well, that would be interesting. So, room has dropped ceiling. They are not allowed to hang things from their drop ceiling. Sorry, Crazy Mike. We wish we could. That was a very quick no on that one, because that was one of the things we looked at. So, all right, I got another package here. Well, hey, so since Sam was just talking, guess what, Sam? I've got your package right here. That's pretty good timing, actually. Let me see if I can get this open. Here. Ooh. Okay, make sure there's no note. Nope, that's it. Oh, this is... Okay, this is definitely me. Tacos! My daughter gets mad at me because if I have my choice to cook any meal here at all, it's tacos. So, thank you. That's awesome. That is awesome. Love it, love it, love it. Let's see, your church has black curtains. We've got... I'm trying to remember now. Do we have curtains at church anymore? No, we don't. Not really. It's all blinds now. So, thank you so much, Sam, for the shirt. That is awesome. I will definitely be wearing that. Life is good. Getting ready to head back to seminary school. Sending a package soon. Thank you so much, Rob. Hope you're feeling better. I know Rob had not been feeling well for a little while. So, let's see. Pray for the school to locate something suitable. Unfortunately, the school's not going to do anything. This is our biggest frustration. The school is basically going, COVID. Oh, well. They had 3 students come down with it in the summer and didn't tell anybody. The school, her principal cares. The district administration doesn't. They're not going to help. They're not going to provide anything. So, yeah. That's why we're trying to figure out what we can do. So, which is making it tough. So, let's see here. Oh, let's see. Package should reach me on Monday. Oh, I wonder if that's the other package I saw pop up my deal. I do have a thing with the post office where I can usually see packages coming my way. Unless they're international, which I do have an international package here, too. Let's see. Good. Healed from COVID. Got the green light from the doctor. That is awesome to hear, Rob. Let's see. Have your wife wear a Cyberman suit. We actually... Okay, this is how desperate we were. We actually priced hazmat suits. So, no teacher union at our school. Welcome to Missouri. There is no such thing as teacher unions here. If you go on strike in Missouri, they fire you. You lose your job. Doesn't matter if you're tenured or not. There is no union to back you up, no union to negotiate, no protection plan. They have a teacher association, which provides a little bit of guidance, very basic help, and that's it. There is no protection at all for teachers in Missouri. It is essentially what's called a right-to-work state. They don't call it that. In fact, you'll hear people, we're not a right-to-work state. We may as well be, because they can fire you over the smallest thing. So if you leave your job for a day saying, hey, I have to protect my family, Missouri says, bye, don't come back. So yeah, unions here are a waste. And after having been in California working as a teacher and having been in Florida as a teacher, it's really sad. State Board of Health is a waste of time in Missouri. Waste of time. The whole thing is extremely frustrating. Missouri is probably one of the states taking this the least serious. And yeah. Okay, I'm not going to go on a political rant. Okay. Let's just say I'm very frustrated a lot about it here. Okay. This is from Barry. Lots of frustration there. Star Trek. Let's see. On September 8th, 1966, Star Trek premiered on TV. To honor this day, here's some Star Trek themed t-shirts for you. Ooh. And yes, I'm a Trekkie. But you may have noticed a couple of my Star Trek shirts I've worn. Oh, this. Okay. See if we can get this open here. Cisco's Creole Kitchen. We're almost done with Deep Space Nine. So if you don't know who Cisco is, you need to watch Deep Space Nine, which is actually probably my favorite Star Trek series. So, great shirt. Great shirt. And then we have another one here. And speaking of Deep Space Nine, there we go. That is Deep Space Nine and the Defiant. That's a pretty shirt. I like that. Awesome. Move to Washington. We have a teachers union. That's one of those things that's not up to us. That's up to him. We're in Missouri for a reason, and then we'll see how long we're in Missouri and where we go next. I don't know. For all we know, this summer, one of those trips may very well be kind of a preview trip of the future. We'll see. Still prefer Next Generation. I like Next Gen. I really do, but there's just something about Deep Space Nine. Although, in fairness, from what I have seen from the cast working on Next Generation had a lot more fun than Deep Space Nine's cast did. But, great. Let's see. This is from Dearborn. Let's see. Los Angeles, California. But it doesn't have a name on it. But we do have an envelope. This is interesting. This says, thank you. I almost wonder if I'm... Oh! Okay. This is one thing that I spent $5 on eBay for this. Disneyland Grad Night 1988. So if you don't know, this is the year I was at Disneyland's Grad Night. So this is actually kind of personal. This is nearly brand new condition. But these are the groups that were performing when I got to go to Grad Night. A couple little differences. I don't think Roger was there. I don't even know who that is. We didn't even go see them. So we went rode rides and stuff. But yes, give you a little look. So this is kind of a blast from my past. So this is really... I saw that and was like, oh, I don't have one of these. I gotta get it. So that's where that came from. Let's see. Can you open my package next? I gotta leave soon for work. Yes, Robert, I can definitely do that. Let me get to it. Florida, kids wear masks in schools. It varies from district to district, Mariah. Some here are doing very good. Others aren't. Do I think Disneyland will open before the year is over? James, you'll have to go back when we're done and watch the first 15, 20 minutes of this. I'll give you the TLDR version of it. In other words, too long, didn't read. No, probably not. Okay. Mallory, really should just send my pins to you. I really don't collect them like I thought. I like pins. I was actually talking with Craig earlier that when I was at Silver Dollar City with Craig and Brendan, I was looking at some of the pins on sale for Time Traveler and realized, and I don't know how this happened, I don't have any pins from Silver Dollar City. Somehow I have never bought pins for Silver Dollar City, and I'm like, I have failed as a person. It's terrible. So I've got to. Now I'm sitting here going, save money for Japan, buy pins. Save money for Japan, pins. So we'll save the money. Okay, so this is Robert's box here. So you can see it came through, and this was bulging. So. But yeah, it shows you, when I was young, I didn't collect a lot of things that now I do. And so I'm kind of going, wow, I wish I'd collected those and saved them at the time. Let's see. He's got a couple envelopes in here. There's one that says open first, so we will go with that one. Yeah, usually good to go first with first. Maybe a robber could steal some pins for you. It takes a special kind of person to care enough to take the time for others, to do whatever it takes to help somebody out. Oh no, Robert, you're going to make me cry. Thank you. I wish one of these days we could meet in person. While on vacation in August, I went to a few places and got you a couple goodies. I hope you enjoy. I welcome you into my home 3 to 4 times a week, laughing at all the incredible stories. It doesn't seem like I live in Pennsylvania and you in Missouri, but you seem to be my funny neighbor, and I thank you for that. If you come to Pennsylvania next year, I would love to meet you. You are truly an awesome human being. Thanks again, Robert and Andre. Thank you. Yes, now you know, Pennsylvania, Kennywood and Hershey in June. Thank you, Robert. I can't tell you how much I appreciate that. One of the things that happens in a time like this, none of us pastors have ever trained to pastor a church in a pandemic. And we have no idea what's happening. I have one gentleman in my church right now that's dying, and just going through a lot of hard times because of it. And I've got other people, and it's a rough time right now. So thank you. And oh my goodness, long letter. Okay. Oh, this is the one that says theme park stories. Okay, so I'm going to save this one. It will pop up in an actual theme park story later. But what I will do is I'll give you the preview. Chewbacca. I don't want to lose that, and so read it now. I'll ruin the surprise for everybody. Okay, well, since we were just talking about Hershey, hey, there's Hershey. Oh my goodness. This is actually, I'm going to laugh here. Okay, so just the preview. So there's Hershey. There's Knoebels. He's covering some of the spots we're going to hit next year. Knoebels I have been to. It's been a long time. I can't wait to get back. Can't wait. Oh, this is... Oh. Knoebels Amusement Park. For those of you who don't know, this coaster... that coaster right there. That is the Phoenix. I can't wait to see if this roller coaster is as good as I remember it. Because at the time I rode it, it was the most amazing rides. So I can't wait to do that. And then haunted house. This is not a typical haunted house. Their haunted house was hilarious when I was there. There is the Phoenix, and these are awesome. They're motion 3D cards. Awesome. The Stratosphere. Let's see if I can hold these up. There are the brochures, the park maps. Ooh, that is an awesome magnet. We wants the redhead. Let's see. Grad night was in 73. It was a blast. Yeah. I was surprised I didn't have anything for my grad night, so we went back and looked. I was just like, wow. Oh. Ooh. Thank you, Robert. That is amazing. Oh, my goodness. Now you're getting me really excited to go back to Pennsylvania. Let me see. Whew. My stuff is starting to get piled up here. Should write about your experiences in the parks and as a COVID area minister. If I do anything about the minister stuff, it actually goes on my Burning Bush channel, which I really need to do another video on. I'm kind of late with that. So, Hope he doesn't trick me into any crazy coasters during the Pennsylvania trip. Okay, here's why I need to meet some people. Because my wife cannot ride roller coasters because of a neck thing. Craig doesn't really ride coasters. I was actually shocked that he went on Time Traveler. Good job, Craig. But I'm going to need somebody to ride coasters with because I'll be the only one riding a lot of those. So, Bray, Mr. Burnash, is that you? Good to see you. Bray. Okay, Bray, you got to tell me what your real name is here. I don't recognize the handle. Is this one of my old students? So, yes, I have taught high school in the past, as you can see by the Mr. Burnash thing. Did I see the guy kicked out of Magic Kingdom for refusing to wear a mask? Oh, my gosh. Okay, I don't want to give this guy any attention, so please don't go look for his stuff. This was a loony bin who had planned this stuff. He's a supposed preacher. He's not a preacher. He's not a pastor. The guy, without trying to be insulting, he needs some mental help. He very much came and provoked Disney. Paid for them, paid to get in just so he could cause a scene and get a bunch of views on his videos and stuff, and just wrong. Oh my goodness. Want some chocolate? Ooh. Now notice this isn't just Hershey's milk chocolate. It is, that one. It is Chocolate World milk chocolate. Ooh. Braden Cook. Oh, okay. Best teacher by far. Braden, you're kissing up now. Braden's a local here. Good to see you. Good to have you join in. Yeah, so, okay, Braden can tell you, because some of you always wonder, okay, is he really as weird as he acts on videos? Braden can tell you, yes. Craig and Brandon can too, but, yeah. Now, of course, I do have my touchy times and yelling and stuff, but Gettysburg, oh, the history nut in there. And then more Gettysburg stuff. And there's postcards in there. Now, see, if you don't know, I was a history major in school. So these are fantastic for me. I've got a whole section. Been a fan. Thank you, Braden. Braden attended a different school than my wife teaches at. But he can tell you that the schools around here aren't doing a whole lot. So, let's see. Special design those bars. I can't wait. And then, oh, a couple things for the kids here. So we got one more Hershey bag, and I've got almost all of it out. Oh, and then, of course, there is the Phoenix Cup. I love how you managed to get everything Phoenix. That Phoenix was an amazing deal. So this is for Amber. She's got some Chocolate World lip balm there. There's another magnet. This is an amazing package. It really is. And then we've got the Hershey Chocolate World shirt. Awesome. Thank you so much. That is an amazing package, Robert. And like I said, as I announce the Pennsylvania trip, yeah, now you've really got me excited to go. So, oh, wow. Okay, try and get that put over there so I don't knock stuff over. Taco shirt, yes. Need a partner on Kennywood's Thunderbolt. Yes. Well, I'm going to need a partner on several things at Kennywood. Because I know that Craig's not going to go anywhere near Steel Curtain. So, let's see. I got two more packages here. Catch a couple more of the questions. Sam, got my degree in history. My original plan was to be a history teacher. That's what I was going to do. And in fact, when I taught, that's actually most of what I taught. I taught full-time public school, and then I substituted a bunch as well. But my core is in history, but I found it has been very helpful for a lot of things. Craig, I might pull a Magnum on Steel Curtain. Okay, so here's how Craig rides the big coasters. He goes through the line with us. He steps into the coaster, pauses, and then goes out the exit before it goes anywhere. So, Steel Eel, come ride it with me. Hey, if it's at Kennywood and Hershey, I'm going to be riding. So, had to ride all the scary rides alone like the Hammerhead because my family always chickened out. Scary rides? I only know of a couple rides that have been actually scary. Although Craig will tell you, I did yell this last time on Time Traveler. Because it had been a year and we were in the very back row. And it was kind of like, whoa, I forgot what a drop was like. Look in the cup. Look in the cup. I heard it rattling. I just thought that was the straw. Oh, that would be for my son. There is a pressed penny there. See if I can get that up where it'll focus. Gonna be a little hard for it to see. But it's from Knoebels. There it goes. Hey, so there's your pressed penny. My son will love that. That's what he collects. You must have a partner on Thunderbolt. Okay. Let's see. I was on and bought, yes. Yeah, Craig stepped on Magnum, paused, went through, and then bought a shirt afterwards. Said, see, I was on Magnum. Let's see. I really wanted to make up some chocolate chip, peanut butter chip cookies. I made the ooh, that sounds really good. SeaWorld San Diego. There's actually, I think there's 2 steel eels. There's 3 SeaWorld parks. I can't remember if they have 2 named Steel Eel or not. They've got at least 2 called Journey to Atlantis, so they're great about that. Come to Carowinds. Oh, there are so many places I would love to come to. If you will notice, with the 3 trips I announced, with Pittsburgh, Craig is blessing us. I'll be honest with you. He's cashing in some points and stuff. How do I put this tactfully, Craig? Craig is treating us to an unexpected blessing that we couldn't afford otherwise. So this is why we're able to do the Pennsylvania trip. As far as Tokyo goes, yes, I'm trying to save money. My daughter will already be there on a mission trip. That's the one I'm hoping to pay for, but it's going to be just me if I manage to get enough money for it. I don't know that I will. Israel would be another one that we would be raising money for and trying to get donations because our budget doesn't allow it. Craig, when he was here, Craig is pulling an Alex. That's a good way to put it. Craig and Brendan got to see when they were here how our August is and the first part of September because we have no money at that point. With my wife only getting paid once every 3 months, and I get pretty much all my income actually comes from YouTube and from Patreon. That is where my income comes from. My church does not pay me because it doesn't have the resources and finances to do that. So, and we knew that when we came here, we deliberately chose that. So it is something that we have known, and we very much want to do that. We came here to bless the community, to serve them. And so that's okay. We're not into money. We're blessed by trips that people help us on. And as much as I'd love to go to like Carowinds and stuff, I'm not sitting there going, okay, my life is roller coasters and travel and I have to do that. My life is serving people. So when I'm blessed with these other things, they're absolutely wonderful, but that's not where our focus is. So I would love to go to Carowinds. Absolutely, positively. But right now, with finances and time, it's just not in the cards at this point. But then I never say never. 2 years ago, I said I'm not going to go to Cedar Point either, and then somebody treated me to a trip. So, those kinds of things. So there's a lot of places, but it's one of those that when I see people that say, hey, come here, I'm kind of going, who's paying? Because I can't. I wish I could. So how do churches take up a collection when everybody's at home? Online giving. And in fact, if you go to my church, if you watch my sermons at all, and I'm not expecting you to, so please don't think I'm preaching at you here. But for those who do, there is actually a link on our church's website where you can give your donation through the internet. And it's a great way to do that. And if you have a church that you normally would go to and you haven't been, send your donations into them. They still have bills to pay. The electric bill doesn't go away, and the mortgage, and all of that stuff. So please don't forget them. And realize, too, at a time like this, most churches are helping a lot of people. They're doing feeding programs and other stuff. Things they may not necessarily brag about, because that's not why they're there. They're there to help people, not draw attention to it. So, let's see. One more box. This is from Leah in Canada. And I think we saw Leah on here earlier. And I have been very good. It does have the little label on it from Customs, and I'm not looking at it. Not looking at it. Let's see. Church is doing an Easter celebration because we didn't gather in April. That's kind of cool, actually. So, All right, let's see here. See if I can get this opened. So we've got the brown paper. How many magic bands do I own? 4? 4 or 5, I believe. I've got my up one. I wanted to get the Figment one. Didn't get that. Money. So it's the up one, and then I've got a purple, a red, a yellow, and I think one other one. So I think I've got 5 total. One of which I bought. The others came as part of packages that we had. I could help you if you get out this way. The neat thing is with Carowinds and Charlotte and all that, there's a lot of people in that area that's offered help. So if I ever do manage to get a trip put together out there, I probably would be able to do it relatively easy. It's just a matter of doing it, and I don't know when I'll get to do it. That may be something to think about for 2022. Maybe. Because I have a feeling that if my other trips come together, 2 months being gone all summer, plus the other trip, and then Japan, if those all come together, that's going to be a lot of travel for a year. Okay. And by the time I get back from Israel, my budget's going to be shot, I am sure. Because I know with all of those, between Japan and Israel, I'm going to be wanting to spend money on souvenirs and stuff. It's going to be scary, so... money I won't have. Ooh, I can tell already this is going to be an interesting package. To Sir Willow, I've created a box with a few uniquely Canadian items in it. Some Tim Hortons coffee for Mrs. Willow. She will appreciate that very much. A box of Girl Guide cookies, which I bought at the local grocery store here where I live. Due to COVID-19, the Girl Guides were not able to sell door-to-door this year. Instead, local businesses stepped up to sell them. Lastly, I put in some placemats that are handmade myself. Hope you and your family enjoy them. Leah. Okay, I'm curious. Okay, so here's the coffee. And see, Craig, she got it in the box. Craig inside the package and forgot to put the coffee in. So we had to hand deliver it. Let's see, Girl Guide cookies. I'm curious if these are like our Girl Scout cookies. Yes! Look very, very similar. So... and I love that it is in English and in French. That is amazing. That means you can sell them in Quebec. No French, you can't sell it in Quebec. Oh, let's see here. Another shirt. Boy, I have been blessed with shirts on this one. This is amazing. And you know, okay, this is actually something I am surprised I do not have until now. A classic Mickey. I do not have a single classic Mickey shirt. Never have. So, there you go. Thank you so much, Leah. And then, of course, I was complaining earlier today. Pistachios. My favorite snack. Yum, yum. Some mini napkins. Mini is in the character, not in size. And then here's the placemats. These are fantastic. So handmade. Okay, helps if I hold it up the right way. You can see the Canadian flag or the maple leaf right there. That is really cool. And there is 2 of those. So, thank you so much, Leah. I love the handmade stuff. I really do. We've got a few things like that. Thank you. Thank you. I wait on those. Yeah, my wife is going to love the coffee. She really... Is there a classic Mickey at Disney parks? There should be. They should sell a version of that shirt somewhere around. Every now and then they don't, but most of the time. I am not Canadian. You're Canadian, not you are. You are Canadian. Okay. So, do I remember the Magic Kingdom Club back in the day? No, because I wasn't there. I didn't get to Magic Kingdom for the very first time until 2006. So anything that happened at Magic Kingdom before that, it doesn't exist in my memory. Or at Walt Disney World as a whole. So, yeah. My goodness, y'all bless the stuffing out of me here. All sorts of stuff. We're hitting right on 1 hour. I don't want to necessarily wrap up quite yet. But yeah, just bless. So you guys really, okay, that was funny. I just lost 2 likes. Who unliked my video? No. um, and I have to be honest with you, with a lot of this, you saw me get a little bit choked up with Robert's letter. This time right now is a very hard time for a lot of people. There's a lot of people out there trying to do a lot of good, trying to work hard to help others, to bless others. They're not getting the headlines and the attention. We're at a stage where it's just difficult. I know one of the reasons a lot of people watch me right now is to try to kind of forget and escape what's going on. There's a lot of people dealing with depression, a lot of people dealing with struggles because all you hear is the extremes spewing hatred at each other on too many things and stuff. I want to encourage you, find ways and spend time to pick up your spirit. It may mean getting out of your house, turn off the news. I know this is a crazy idea. I find a lot of the people I deal with that are really struggling with bitterness and anger and frustration and just mad at people. It's because they're sitting there with news channels on all the time. Turn off the news. Walk away from it. Read a book that's going to encourage you and pick you up. Listen to some encouraging music. Go outside. Vitamin D and sunlight are miracle workers for your soul. And if you are struggling with depression and loneliness and despair, please reach out and talk to people. Please do something about it. Don't just sit there and give into it. Get out, find some people, call some friends, and get some help. We're dealing with a few people around here right now, and I'm essentially relating to you the exact same things I relate to them. Is you can't stay in that circle. You've got to get out. And it's easy with all of this stuff going on to get stuck in that cycle. Don't let yourself get stuck in it. So there's my public service announcement. And I could go on there, but really, please don't let that be you. I love when I hear from my viewers. I love when they tell me, ask me to pray for them, and here's what's going on. And that is amazing. And I do pray for everybody. My list is long. The COVID list is ridiculous and frustrating. But please don't let that be your life. It's just, don't give in. Find ways to get out. And like I said, even if it's sitting on your front porch reading a book, or in your backyard, or taking a walk around the block, or whatever you need to do. But do it. So, yeah, don't worry, be happy. I love the expression, he turned our mourning into dancing, our sorrow into joy. Well, and part of that is taking steps to step away from it. So, okay, there's the public service announcement. Remember to promote your Sir Willow pins. Yes, if you are interested, I do still have these. Still have a good number of them. In fact, on those rare times I've been able to get out to the parks, I do carry a few with me, so you never know. If you see me, ask. I may have them with me. They are still available to order. I do have order information on Facebook if you want that. Or who knows, I might still have some when I get to Pennsylvania. So, and yes, Kathy, you were definitely on our list. For those of you who don't know, I hope this is okay if I share this, Kathy. She lost her husband a little bit ago. So if you're a praying person, pray for Kathy. And pray that she has people that come into her life and help pull her out. Because that's easy to give into as well. Yes, we pray for you a bunch, Kathy. So, and so I almost hesitate to end this just because I know people are kind of chatting and talking and everything. If you do want to chat and talk more, I do have my Discord channel. Discord is essentially a chat channel. It was aimed at gamers, but it works for anybody and everybody. So please feel free to jump over there and chat. I'm debating. I may actually jump over to Twitch here after I get a drink and stuff. And we'll kind of go on from there. So, and to the one spot there about, certain news channels, let me just say, just turn off all the 24-hour news channels. There isn't one better than the other because they all have issues right now. Okay, so I'm not going into politics. I'm just saying all you're hearing from them is just extremes. Avoid the extremes. Stay away from them because, and I preach this at my church, look for balance. It's in the middle. It's not this stuff. And if you got to turn it off, then do that. Can I link my Discord? Look in the description. It should be there. Let me just double check and make sure that the link is down there, but it should be in that nice long description. Let's see, just before the, yeah, it's there. So if you look in the description of the video, it's in there down below. And it's actually in the description of almost every single one of my videos, so it's easy to find. So, okay. Let's see here. Favorite 70s rock band, whichever one I'm listening to. Probably the Eagles would be where I would go there. So, kind word and a smile does wonders for a hurting heart. Yes. Smile, be friendly. Okay. To quote another scripture, remember love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, self-control. There is no law against these things. Okay? And you'll find that as you practice them, it gets returned to you. It's an amazing thing. So, there's my sermonette for you. So, okay. My Twitch is not linked. My Twitch is easy. It's going to be twitch.com/TheSirWillow. And let me just type it in here. And I play a game generally called Lord of the Rings Online. But if you're on there, please definitely talk. And I have no problem not playing and just yakking. So it's a good way to socialize. So if when I go to Japan, how long would I probably stay over there? I'm looking about a week. I'm looking probably 4 days at Disney, and then a couple other days of sightseeing and stuff. If some miracle happens and I end up with extra funds, I might stretch it to a week and a half. I would love to go see the palace in Kyoto and a couple things down there. I've got a friend who's in Japan who would really like to get me to one of the other parks, one or two of the other parks, but we'll see. But yeah, we're looking probably about a week. So, all right. I think that's it. Give me, like I said, about 20-30 minutes to hop over there, and then I'll probably be on. So, hope you all have a wonderful evening, a good weekend. Keep safe. Even if you don't believe in COVID, wear your mask. It's a way to show kindness and love to those around you. Don't be like that guy at Hollywood Studios this last week, please. Show kindness to others and be blessed. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. And see some of you over on Twitch here in just a little bit. God bless.